Is this thing on? Okay, so today I'm taking you guys, we're going basket hunting, so be prepared. We're gonna find some good baskets, eat some good food. It's gonna be a great day, so let's get started. Why is it whenever you want to go thrifting, you're excited about it, you're planning for it, it's a bust each and every time? And that's what today's vlog is gonna be all about. We're looking for some treasures, but guys, we're already off to not a great start. Now, first off, I spotted, I don't know if it's the button or the dowel basket. I spotted it. It's from like 1987, I think. But guys, it was kind of gross. I always hate collecting the ones with leather tabs because they get cracked and brittle. They fall apart, not the vibe. Now, this frame I thought would make for a cute DIY project, but I put it back. And of course, if I could buy all the porcelain in the world, I would, but I don't have a lot of room to store it. Now, these little cookie cutters were actually pretty cute, came with recipes. I left them behind. Now, this is one of the crystal patterns I entertain with, but sadly I already have so many of those wine glasses. That's the Crystal Dark Longchamp pattern. And finally we found some Waterford, but just wait guys, that too will disappoint in just a minute. Now, anytime we find Williams Sonoma or Pottery Barn in box, I buy it immediately. This stuff, it's always fun to buy in store, but it's so expensive, and if you can get it for a fraction of the price pre-owned, grab it each and every single time. Now here Zane's checking for some Longaberger metalworks in the metal department. And sadly, also a bust. Now, if this vase looks familiar, you might have peeped it in my background once or twice. This sits in our living room. I originally bought that at Target like 6 years ago. And there we have it. The Waterford is stamped US Cellular. Boo! Now, this Goodwill is also great for clothing though, believe it or not. And I always love finding like Brooks Brothers and Ralph Lauren, and I always check this spot on the shirt right here underneath the buttons. If you see like a name or a number, that means the shirt has been well taken care of. Now we're off to East Dundee, and what I love about this place, it is the most charming town. It's giving all of the Gilmore Girls energy, and we always pop in here for Woodfire Pizza. It is my favorite place. So I think I jinxed myself going into that last Goodwill because we found 0 baskets. Yes, there was the large button or dowel basket, but it's a little rough for being from 1987, so I had to pass on that. We did pick up the cute Williams Sonoma pancake molds, and now I'm going to show you guys my absolute favorite restaurant. Now this is here in East Dundee, Illinois, and if that sounds familiar, that might be because you collect Hager pottery, which yes, is from this small town. And guys, we are about to enjoy the best meal that Illinois has to offer, so let's get moving. Alright guys, I don't know about you, but I am absolutely starving. Now on this particular day, there's like a 20-minute wait, which is kind of unheard of here, but hey, I'm happy to see my favorite place thriving. And of course, after all of that bomb shopping, I needed to cut into a crispy Coke. Now after a short wait, we ended up on some mozzarella sticks for our appetizer. Guys, these do not disappoint. Their appetizers are so good, it's hard picking just one. Now, I'm about to try and get the perfect cheese pull, and like an amateur, I bit through the cheese. So let's try another time. There we go, perfect. Now it's finally time for food, and I always opt for the Quattro Formaggi at lunch. Now obviously I can't eat all of that, nor can he eat all of the chicken parm sandwich, but guys, this food is so good, it microwaves so well, and it's always a treat, especially eating it the next day. Here we go, let's try another classic cheese pull. Alright, so it's not Pizza Hut commercial quality, but I did pretty good. All right, so what did you think of your lunch?
Delicious.
Delicious. Now we've got food for a couple of days. It's one of those situations where you go in starving, and then you have like a couple bites, and you're like, okay,
I'm full.
I need a box. So we're gonna head off to another great location for basket hunting. I know that's been the theme of the day. We have bombed so far. There's still time, but this is an antique store, and quite frankly, in the Midwest, going to an antique store, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. When you're basket hunting, so it doesn't really seem fair, but we're gonna go see what we can find. Maybe we can get something rare, something interesting, something unusual, and I'm about to spoil another one of my hidden spots, so let's do it. All right, guys, so we made it. And with this, you have to be very selective because if you go into an antique store, it's basically, like I said, shooting fish in a barrel. So we need to look for like the perfect example. I don't care what year it is, what kind of basket it is. And I'm also keeping an eye out for some salt glazed pottery. And I have a fun DIY project in mind that I want to do with you guys before Easter hits. So let's check this out. Welcome to America's best antique mall. Now, this mall is absolutely massive. It used to be an old furniture store, quite obviously. But guys, when I tell you, plan on spending an afternoon just roaming around this place, please trust and believe. Also, side note, it's terrible going in the late afternoon because the sun is intense through those windows. Now, for those of you that didn't know, Longaberger obviously was a lifestyle brand. They made everything from baskets. This is some of the pottery. I have actually quite a bit of this too in my collection, but I'm always very picky. I don't like paying full price for these. I find them all the time when I'm out thrifting, and always make sure to check that you're finding one made in the USA because the ones made in China, a lot of collectors say they aren't quite as good, so hey, who am I to argue? I'll always look for the made in the USA ones. Okay, this cat is just sassy. I feel like he knows something we don't. And this eagle had me cracking up. Now, we all know I love a good Blue Willow moment, but this booth kind of overprices them, not gonna lie. And I love collecting salt glazed pottery. There's two makers from Cambridge, Wisconsin that I collect avidly whenever we're out and about. This sadly, cute, but wasn't one of those creators, so I left it behind. Now, if you're a fan of English country like me, I thought this booth was pretty well curated, well priced as well. This booth, I am ashamed to announce that I have kind of cleaned this out in the past. They have a ton of Longaberger pieces, and today they were having 20% off. Now, they've had a few baskets and odds and ends in their booth that I've been eyeing for a few weeks now. With the way the day started, I wasn't in the biggest mood to spend a lot of money, so sadly I passed on a lot of things, including this basket that I keep reaching for time and time again. It has a lid, several different inserts, but even at 20% off, it was not calling my name on this particular day. Now, for those who weren't aware, Longaberger metalwork, it's pretty hefty. It's cast iron, I believe. Now, for those of you football fans, yes, there's a basket for you as well. Look at the baskets around this lunchbox basket. Did I say baskets? Look at these footballs around this lunchbox basket. They are so freaking cute. Purple and orange, what team would that be? I don't know, let me know down in the comments. Low key, don't hate me, but I love when people find these and recreate them as little witches. Vibe 100, I might have to do that for Halloween this year. Now, I wasn't about to pay $6 a CD for these Martha Stewart CDs, but did I take photos of the back to get the playlist? You better believe I did. Also, that man was up to something. That was a weird picture. And I thought these rabbits were a little sassy as well. Now, my other Longaberger booth that I hit every single time we go is this one. I have bought so many baskets from this booth as well. They restock constantly and they always get the best baskets, like this tic-tac-toe one, which I recently lost an auction for the chess piece version of this, and I was thinking about getting this one. I'm like, again, I just wasn't in the mood that day. $42 though, wasn't too bad. I thought this basket was really sweet too. I loved the liner and the little knob on top. Do I need another bread basket? Absolutely not. Did I pick it up to check the price anyway? I sure did. And we put that one back. And do I need another Dresden basket? Again, probably don't. I think I might already have one or two. Did I pick it up anyway because I like the shape? I sure did. I thought this one was cute too, but again, I have enough Christmas baskets. I have tons actually. I don't need more Christmas baskets. But I do like entertaining, and an ice bucket basket would always come in handy. Now, I'm ashamed to admit, as I'm watching this back, I already own many of these baskets. I believe this one included. I'd have to go and check my basket stash, but I thought that one was in pretty good shape for its age. And this next one, guys, I think it's a 1989, if I'm not mistaken. Had it been an 88 or an 85, obviously I would have bought it, but a large fruit basket with red stripes, that's in pretty good shape. I don't think the price was bad either. Zane found this cute little Tupperware one. It's like I was trying to justify like when I would need and use that. And the hostess basket was cute too. Look at this dog, this little all-American dog. That was just adorable. Weird. I don't get it. Is it Avatar? Maybe? Avatar and camo? Oh, Chip. Beauty and the Beast was my favorite as a kid. And this came out the same week that Traders episode came out where they had to do like the Jack in the Boxes, and Zane's been eliminated. Now this one's also fun because you can find Coach, Snell even. I'd have to have my Snell besties here authenticate that for me. Even at $4.50, that's still a risk. And you all know I absolutely love Dooney & Burke Graphica. In fact, I have a really old video about it if you want to learn the history on it. Now, like I said, these are going to come in handy for an upcoming spring project. Let me know down in the comments what you think we're going to make these into, because guys, I am super excited to get started on this.
Oh, that's it?
That's it. So we had some mild success here. I left with one basket. I'm going to show you guys when I get home. But like I said, I have so many baskets. I really need to start focusing on like putting away the seasonal ones and just getting them out when I decorate seasonally, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go home. I'm gonna show everything I got tonight. So about a week has gone by, obviously, and we're back home, and I'm gonna go over all of the things that I bought today. And today is going to be a lesson for you guys. A lot of you are like, oh, I haven't been thrifting in years, or I've never been thrifting. You literally have to go multiple times a week in order to make it worth it, because if you go just one day, you're gonna end up like me and only have 3 items to show, most of which I picked up at an antique store. So we're gonna start off first. I think this is the first thing we got. Like, unfortunately, that Waterford vase was marked with like US Centennial or US Cellular or something like that. So Zayn ended up finding these Williams Sonoma pancake molds, and these are for Halloween, which is 100% a vibe, right? We have a cat, a ghost, which y'all know I love a ghost moment, and a bat. So with these, you literally just put your pancake batter in and it creates fun shapes, or so I've been told. I also kind of like these because they have these like little flip up handles, so you can kind of like place them down on your griddle, pull them back off, and then flatten out the handle for easy storage. And in here, there's also a recipe for buttermilk pancakes inside the box. But if you all remember, I've already shared my favorite homemade pancake recipe over at curatedbycaleb.com. So make sure you go and check the blog out. There's gonna be a lot more recipes coming soon, which I am so excited about. Now, speaking of recipes and serving foods, we stopped off at another Goodwill that I did not show you guys on camera because historically this one is, it's not terrible, but it's not the best. Like, we only stopped there because it's en route between our favorite pizza place and heading to my favorite antique store. However, this time I kind of struck gold. I was able to find a Johnson Brothers Friendly Village tree server. Now this is gonna be perfect for the holidays, obviously. You know, throw on like some like nuts, pretzels, trail mix, bonbons, like little cookies and things. And honestly, with the price I paid, which I think was like $12, this would be like one of those platters that you make like a whole bunch of homemade cookies on, give it to your neighbor, a coworker, or a friend, and if they don't give it back to you, like whatever, it's not that deep. But this is the dinnerware pattern that I always use during the holidays, and surprisingly enough, it still had the original UPC sticker on it, which is kind of crazy. My husband, of course, had to pick up something, and he found Fable 2 for the Xbox. Now, historically, we're PlayStation gamers, obviously, through and through. Where my Naughty Dog Uncharted friends at? Sound off in the comments. Call of Duty. I've been really into Call of Duty a lot lately too. But my husband loves vintage video games, and I don't know that I've played Fable 2. I've played one of them at some point. Could have been this one. Now, then we went to the antique store, and there's been this Longaberger basket, and you all know I'm obsessed with Longaberger. I was really hoping to show you guys a huge basket haul today. So as you all know, when you put a lot of expectations on a day of thrifting, it often doesn't pan out, and that's kind of what happened today. But there's this one basket at my antique store that I've been eyeing for months, and I keep putting it back every single time. I don't know why, but this is so cute. So this is the Longaberger, I believe. Oh, it's not marked. I thought this was from the tree trimming collection. It's very obviously one of the holiday baskets. It was only $14, but I mean, it's super cute, and I love when Longaberger did these bright colors. I have a lot of these, actually. I have a lot of Christmas baskets. That's probably my number one. That and 4th of July, for some reason, are like my number one holidays of baskets that I have in my collection. I was like, you know what? Today's been such a bust. I didn't want to spend a whole ton of money anyway, so it kind of worked out. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy that silly little cute basket for $14 that I'll put out at Christmas time. And again, you can put like nuts or Christmas M&Ms, fun things on a side table, and it's a vibe. Now, I also teased you guys at the antique store, but I picked up some perns. Now, does anyone know what these are? Sound off in the comments if you do. I know what they're for, but I want to know if you guys know what they're for. My rural folks, we're going to know what these are, right? My mom actually decorated with these when I was a kid. However, I have recently seen a very fun DIY that we can do with these. So I picked up a little bundle, and we're going to be doing a springtime DIY coming up in a couple of weeks. So make sure you're subscribed so that way you don't miss it, because guys, I see it in my head. It's going to work. It's going to be a vibe, and you're going to want to do this yourself. So check perns out whenever you see them at the antique store. I believe these were anywhere between like 97 cents up to like $1.50 depending on size. So already we're like, what, Okay, about $8. Not bad. We're not mad about it. We ended up going thrifting again this weekend, and guys, it was a bust once again. I do not know it. I don't know why, but the thrift gods are not smiling upon me lately, which is such a shame because we all know I could use a win. However, I found some really cute stuff yesterday. First up, we found one basket in all of the greater Milwaukee area, and this was $5.29. So obviously a win is a win, and I loved this liner. Now, for those of you that don't know, if you haven't already seen them in my other videos, Longaberger did a ton of fabulous like inserts, tie-ons, all sorts of extra stuff you could buy because the basket wasn't expensive enough. And I was excited about this one because not only did it have the liner, it had its original care booklet with it, which I've read to you guys before in a live. So this was the Sweet Basil Basket number 10146. We have this beautiful, it's kind of giving Mario Buwada chintz energy a little bit. Like, if you get the reference, then you're a real one. I don't know, I thought this was so stinking cute. I'm gonna obviously have to wash the liner, and these wash beautifully just in a laundry machine, a washing machine. But they come out really nice. Press them real quick and you are good to go. This is gonna go in our living room to hold little snacks. Because that's what baskets are for. Tasks and snacks. You heard it here first, folks. Also, I believe at that same Goodwill, this might have been at a different one. No, it was the same Goodwill. It was the very last one of the night. I found Pottery Barn napkin rings. Now, the cases that they're in are absolutely disgusting, so I have to clean those out pretty good. These are going to be great for like a little seafood, sea-themed dinner. These are like little silver starfish. I'm gonna have to hit them with a jewelry cloth. It is what it is, but they are a little tarnished and scratched. But for $1.99 for 8, well, $4 for 8. I thought that was a pretty amazing deal because trust me, I've bought plenty of Pottery Barn napkin rings brand new, and to get 2 packs for $2 each, not mad about it. And I'm always throwing seafood fantasy dinners, so I'm gonna need some starfish napkin rings. Now, these are gonna come in handy because I also found Martha Stewart's best hits of her favorite comfort foods. I mean, don't we all just cozy up in our turtlenecks with a nice big greasy grilled cheese on our white duvet? I think it's a very attainable lifestyle, and that's what we're going to be aspiring to on this channel around here. But no, this was to Annie and Joe for Christmas 2000. Hopefully they're doing well and enjoyed the recipes in here. I mean, hello, Martha's a vibe, a perennial classic, and whenever I see these hardback Martha Stewart books, I absolutely have to grab them. I have a ton of these, and this was one that I did not have yet, surprisingly enough. That was the vlog. Not a great first day back in vlogging, I have to admit. We did not do well thrifting or antiquing for that matter, but we saw some amazing food, we had a fun time out, we learned about Hager pottery, and that's what we're going to be doing more of on this channel, just living life, exploring, and hopefully getting more baskets, because this was a bust. Anyway guys, until next time, stay safe, have fun, see you on the next one. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed this vlog, check out some classic Caleb and Zane weekend vlogs from a few years ago. In this one, we visit the city of Chicago.